Today, our judges are visiting 3 shortlisted properties in the northeast. They're starting with a detached house in Prestatyn. Originally built in 1870 for the managers of the local tin mines, Cadok Villa is home to Keith and his partner Mark, who bought the house 5 years ago.
We bought the house in the autumn of 2018. When we first viewed the house, it was lovely, but very, very traditional. We didn't really want a traditional house, did we? Mark likes modern, really, and I like old, so we've tried to combine the two.
Good opportunity to sort of join forces together and create something for our new life.
Having fully refurbished the original house, on the ground floor there's now a living room, a music room, and a vast open-plan kitchen diner where patio doors lead to their expansive garden. The top floor comprises 3 bedrooms, a study and 2 bathrooms. Prior to the judges' arrival, we asked the owners to place a heart in their favourite spot in the home.
This is my heart. I'm placing it in the chair here. I like to sit here to organise my gardening projects, really. I can order my bulbs and my summer bedding plants from here, and I can look at the garden at the same time. This is one of our favourite spots in the house, and I love it.
Armed with only the basic facts about the property and its owners, the judges will now cast their eyes over Cadok Villa.
Isn't this a charming and elegant-looking home?
We're looking at a handsome, quiet, beautifully proportioned, stoic Georgian facade, and I think that's the whole point. It's very understated.
I love the simple gravel planting and the odd pots. Really easy to maintain, but looks really effective.
It has been, not modernised, but it's definitely had a bit of a zhuzh, hasn't it?
A zhuzh.
It's just a lovely-looking home.
Should we take a look?
Let's.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow. It looks like the place has almost been completely renovated, but we do still have some original features. I love the architraves of the doors. Look how deep they are as well. I've got to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of these tiles on the floor because I don't really love it when you have something new that's kind of meant to look as if it's always been here.
Again, what we're saying out there about it being quite unassuming and simplistic, I think it's good that they followed this through. Aha.
Oh.
Wow. Very nice.
One thing I'm sensing from these owners, you two, is that they don't mind mixing up different genres and different time periods. They don't mind mixing the old with the new.
And I think that's the point. I don't think they care whether you like it or not, you know. Just such interesting pieces of objet d'art lying around, you know. You've got this incredible, raw, very, very crudely cast mantelpiece here. And I don't mean that in a rude sense. I think it's wonderful. You've got this rather beautiful industrial concrete light. You know, there's some really eclectic, unusual stuff, and I just want to look around it for an hour or two before sitting down.
I think this room has been wonderfully styled. And on that table there, I love that table. It looks lived in, you know, the magazines, the books, the magnifying glass, lots of interesting detail. And it works.
It really works.
Does work.
It really does.
Here we go. Kitchen is very industrial looking. It looks fab.
There's loads of light in here. We've got that lantern skylight bringing absolutely loads of natural daylight in. And we've got a lot of the kind of natural colours, the lovely brickwork that looks like a reclaimed brick to me. And then back into the kitchen. Oh, I love that cooker and the cooker hood.
I love that element of surprise. They've just used the space so cleverly and quite unusually and really thought it out well. I'm dying to see around the corner. Lead on, Glenn.
Oh, very nice. One thing I'm getting from this space now is there are lots of different elements to it, and yet they all work really well together.
You know, the cushions and the throw we see here, the colours, patterns and textures we've seen in the front room. So again, I like that repetition, you know.
On the surface of it, there's quite a disorder to everything we're seeing here. But when you look beyond that and study it, there's actually a very considered approach. The reason I say that is because over there, all garden books. facing the garden. In the kitchen, it's all kitchen books. Where all the artwork is, it's all the art books, and where the music and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of thoughts gone behind it.
And look at that wonderful garden. I could only dream of such a beautiful lawn. And I've just spotted the heart. So I'm guessing, you know, it's a good place as any, isn't it, to look and plan your garden, make some lists. And you better not hang around, guys.
Why?
Oh, but Mand, I'm wearing my best suit.
Well, you can cover it up, but...
I think we better go.
All right then, Glenn, let's
The
go.
sign's
You
quite
stay
clear.
there. Well, upstairs we go. I love this Koya carpet. It is nice, isn't it? Bet that feels quite nice underfoot as well. Oh, the bathroom. A continuation of that theme, that industrial feel, man, that we noticed a couple of times with these bulkhead-style lights as well. It's nice.
It's a nice size bathroom, isn't it? You know, there's plenty of space for everything. That copper bath looks wonderful against that red brick.
And I noticed when we came in, that centrally positioned round window, which is quite unusual, isn't it? But, you know, they've done it well. They've followed it with a brick pattern, which we think is reclaimed. So, again, it's that kind of sustainability vibe that goes through the house.
Ooh, this is like a bit of a pared-back version of the home, which works, actually, in a bedroom.
It's a really nice space to be in.
Yeah, it almost doesn't feel as if this bedroom belongs to the same house as we've seen downstairs, you know, with all the knickknacks and quirks. This is a lot more simple, and maybe that is on purpose because it's a bedroom.
How will Owain, Mandy and Glenn assess Cadok Villa? One of the judges' scores will be held back until they have seen all 3 homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
There's a certain sense of charm and elegance about this home. I really enjoy the fact that the owners have put different styles in different parts of the room, so you feel like you're travelling through different areas, really, but they're all tied together so well. And a clever use of windows in this home, the circular window in the bathroom, the gorgeous lantern skylight in the kitchen as well. I'm a big fan. I'm going to give this home a 9.
What I'm looking for in a home is an authentic and genuinely unique approach to design. What really strikes me about this home is there's just so many layers of interest everywhere you look. It's cultural references, political references. There's a real kind of attitude, a kind of subversiveness that I admire. I'm going to give this home a 9.
This is a wonderful home. From the impact you have from the street, how beautiful and pretty and well manicured the garden is. When we walked in, it was lovely, nice, light and airy. And I can appreciate the style of the people who live here. They're very style conscious in a very unique way, and I love that. It's not something I've seen before, and actually I feel like I need to inject a bit more orange in my own home.
Next, our judges are visiting a converted bungalow in Flintshire. Pendrin is home to Louise, Simon, Louise's 2 teenage sons, Aaron and Aidan, and their 2 dogs, Mabel and Harvey.
It was originally a 2-bedroomed 1960s bungalow, so we kept the original layout of the bungalow because it was a lovely bungalow to begin with. So we knocked down the original garage and built an extension in the place, and then we've literally gone up to another level from the bungalow.
We really love our home. We've put so much personal effort in. We've designed it, we've helped build it, we've helped project manage it. We've gone through good times, bad times. So it's really part of us. It's not just bricks and mortar. It's something we've created.
The entrance to Pendrin opens up to a lower floor family hub, where the open-plan kitchen contains a dining area and a place to relax. The rest of the downstairs is completed by a living room, a study and 2 small bedrooms. Upstairs, a mezzanine office is sandwiched between 2 spacious bedrooms and a master suite.
This is where I'm placed in the heart. This is the favourite spot of the house. I loved the view when we first came to view the house, and this is where we all get together through friends and family, and we entertain, we have fun, and it's just the heart of the home and the hub of the home.
But what will our judges think of Pendrin?
Oh, wow.
Looks like we got a modern house this time.
Yes, I love these big high windows. They stretch up into the gables. You've got those lovely triangular shapes on these little balconies as well. It's a nice-looking home.
With the symmetry and the choice of materials, I would say it's a kind of conservative contemporary style.
I love the way they've landscaped it. It's really simple, and I like that because it does make such a difference to the curb appeal.
Right, should we go inside and see more?
Yes, please.
Oh, this is pleasant. There's a really nice scale to this house, isn't there?
I suspect we would have had maybe a 1960s, 1970s bungalow here originally, probably still part of this building. But I think they've really brought it forward and made it quite modern, which I like.
I really love the floor. 1.2 by 1.2 metre porcelain tiles on that large format really works, and the way they've made it flow with no threshold out into the back room is fantastic.
Ooh.
We've got lovely layers of height here in this room, haven't we? The lower level, which kind of encapsulates the kitchen and catches the lounge as well. Then look at this gorgeous vaulted ceiling, which stretches up to that gallery above. And I love those windows, just tons of light coming in.
And do you know what's nice as well? I love a kitchen that's sort of tucked in. I love the way that it's just simply styled. There's no overcomplication, which works perfectly for this kind of look.
Have you seen here?
Very nice. You've got a little walkway up there. Perfect
fantastic?
to do the morning catwalk across, I would say.
Spotted the heart over here.
Ah.
So why is the heart here? Let's have a look. See, first of all, I thought it was clearly about that. All that glazing looking out to that beautiful garden. But then you spin around and you've got this wonderful, peaceful view out to the countryside. So maybe it's because you've got those two wonderful views.
Also, we've got a bit of fun in this kitchen, haven't we? Every now and then, we've got little hints of it, like that little print of the sheep up there. Love the neon effect cheers sign. Just little splashes of fun here or there.
And it just goes to show, doesn't it? You don't need much stuff around, but we're getting hints of personality, hints of who's living here.
Oh, well. This is a bit of me.
Oh, isn't
Nice.
this nice?
Ooh, look at that. Wow. Imagine having your office here.
Yes.
Boss lady will be sat here,
Boss lady's perched.
looking out onto that vista. Turning around, just shout down to my minions.
What I love about this home is, we've got the lovely grey carpet and the grey tiles downstairs, which you can see here from this balcony. White walls, but we're having a splash more colour up here now with these yellowy seats and a couple of lovely bits of bright, colourful artwork on the wall. It just pops then, doesn't it?
I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Outside, I was thinking the architecture was very safe and quite conservative, but they've made quite bold choices.
Well, are you going to follow the boss lady into the next room?
Don't think we got a choice.
Well, as always.
Oh, wow.
Very nice. Little dressing area over here.
That's great use of space.
Isn't it just? And my favourite thing, darlings, the bed facing the window.
Oh, yeah, of course.
My one little problem in this space, if I was living here, and it's a tiny thing, would be the road is there. You're sat in bed there, having your little coffee of a morning, you know, taking the thoughts of the day in. I would be worried that people would be able to see me in bed.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but then again, I think it's quite brave to say, well, look, no, why hide it? No one's really walking past and standing there, are they?
No one's interested, are I?
Well, they are in my neighbourhood.
Taking over a whole wing of a house is pretty impressive. I am green with envy. I can only imagine, dream of having a space like this.
This, to me, is a house of big, bold ideas. I think this room, this space, falls a little bit short. They've been quite safe in their choice of decor. I can see why, because it creates a calm space, but I think it's lacking in that bold dynamism that the rest of the house has.
How will the judges score Pendin?
This is a lovely home. I really like what they've done with the extension. It feels very spacious, but it feels well considered. The rooms are well proportioned. That kitchen diner doesn't feel like a vacuous space. It feels really homely and welcoming. I'm going to give this home a 9.
The concern I had when I was outside before we entered the home was that the choice of furniture and architectural elements would be very safe, but they weren't at all. When we walked into the house, Immediately you're struck by the kind of bold choice of architecture, the light flooding the spaces. The kitchen was fantastic, love the kitchen. The large format tiles, always a good choice. They've done an excellent job. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I do think it's clever what the owners have done with this home. Those 2 huge apex windows either side on the approach, you're just dying to know what's behind them. And then the whole home makes sense once you step through the front door. I do think that the bedroom, for me personally, lacks a bit of that privacy. Of course, you have that gorgeous view, and who wouldn't want to wake up to that every single day? But I think I'd probably feel a little bit self-conscious wandering around that bedroom looking for my clothes, trying on different clothes every day, just because of the sheer scale of that massive window, which you can't really escape from, even behind that dividing wall.
The final home in the northeast is a historic Grade 2 listed property in Wrexham. Hara Hall is home to Hannah, her husband Aled, and their 2 young children.
Our home is really special to us because my style's quite unique, I think, and I have this strange ability to put things together that shouldn't work, but they kind of do. You take inspiration from your travels, your life, your loves, and it's really important to me to kind of build that within your home, so it is your own personal story.
Believed to have been originally built in the late 16th century, this home has been extended and developed several times in its history. Now, it's an amalgamation of old servants' quarters and a section of the original manor house. The downstairs features an entrance hall, an open kitchen diner, an old smoking room, an updated version of the original drawing room, and a playroom. Upstairs, there are 3 spacious bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
I'm choosing to put the heart here, right on the dining table. This is because we get to spend a lot of time together as a family, sat around the table, having dinner. But also, if I'm working from home, I get this amazing view where I'm either looking through to the kitchen, into the living area, or out into the garden. So that is my favourite place within the house.
Time for the judges to get their first look at Hara Hall.
Well, this isn't our usual approach to one of our properties, is it?
No, it's quite unusual, isn't it? We're walking up the garden to what looks like the rear of what is a gigantic home, which now looks like it's almost been cut in half.
It's a fabulous building, isn't it? Feels really old. And I like the patio area and the mature gardens. Oof.
It's a massive building, isn't it? But I'm imagining one that's steeped in history.
Yeah, I bet those walls could tell some stories. Look at those chimney pots on the roof as well.
I can't wait to get in here. So shall we try and find the entrance, which I'm suspecting is at the side there?
We'll go with that, Mandy.
Wow. Oh, I like this. It's one of those colour schemes, isn't it? That if you were to tell your friends, oh, you know what, I'm going to paint my hallway brown, they might go, ooh, really? But I think it really works. I love those tiles, and I'm always happy to be welcomed to the disco.
Obviously. I love the brown on brown. And I like the way that they've painted sort of 2/3 of the way up. It's a popular way to paint and decorate rooms these days.
I love the sense of history you get with these old buildings. Looking around us, I just had a peek through there and I can see that would have been the pantry, so you've got that gorgeous original 60mm solid slab of slate, which I love. I'm just wondering, as we go through the house, will that be replicated? Will they have tried to keep to the original period? Or, as I'm always interested in, have they contemporised it?
Well, I'm sure there's plenty more to see, so shall we?
Wow.
Oh, this home has got such a wow factor, hasn't it? Incredible.
I love the kitchen. I do like a black kitchen. The hardware, beautiful, that marble, these little pendant lights. I think it works well. It's the kind of kitchen that you would put in and you would never need to change it.
I agree. You two, of course, I'm drawn to the glitter balls. There are many glitter balls
I hadn't even seen it.
I just wish we had a little spotlight pointing at them just to show off a bit of fun.
Yeah, this is really a house full of charm, isn't it? But you don't notice it until you really linger and take a deep look. The mantelpiece here, for example, there's a wonderful collection of objects, and I think they've been chosen for how they reflect light, their colour palette. There's ochres, orange, ambers. So it's been created, but it doesn't feel staged. It just feels almost hauntingly beautiful.
And Mandy, I'm just looking over there at that area now, and I've spotted the heart. Let's have a look at where it is. As with many of the homes that we are lucky enough to visit in Wales Home of the Year, it's easy to see why the heart is placed here. Gorgeous vista through to the kitchen, and oh my goodness, in love with that sitting room. And look at the floor here. I love the threshold between these two spaces. They filled it in with new tiles, so it's a gap in between the lovely red tiles here and the parquet flooring. Well, I can't wait to explore that room. Shall we go in there? Come along. Wow, wow, wow. I was immediately drawn to the ceiling. These gorgeous marble effect lights. And if you look at the plasterwork around it, there are holes punched in it, which then allow for the light to leak out and illuminate little dots of the surround of plasterwork. Isn't that a gorgeous little detail?
I think this is their main living room, their day room, if you like. But quite often people want a television, even in the day room. Here, there's a distinct lack of TVs. So this is all about people and socialising and spending time and, well, looking out to that garden.
I love the layout. You know, it's kind of a drawing room kind of feel, isn't it? It feels very opulent. I love the fact that they've chosen these velvet sofas because it's a very historical building and they kind of feel, even though they're new, that they could have been here for years.
To me, this house oozes history. And I suspect this room would have been where the owners would have retired after eating for a cigar and brandy.
Oh, go on then.
I'm not offering.
I'm here for that. Ooh, welcome to my boudoir.
Yes, definite boudoir feels in here.
I love the way that they've done this floor. You know, it's old floorboards painted with this checkerboard style. It looks fabulous. And then they've put this new marble porcelain tile and a really modern bathroom.
It's a totally different feel. It's clean, love the colour of those green tiles. And look at that brass effect shower, really nice.
And in the same vein as the kitchen, they seem to have discovered one of the original beams and they've preserved and conserved it.
This feels a bit more cosy, doesn't it?
It really does.
And it's perfectly styled again.
I love the colour of the walls as a backdrop to all the objects they've put around.
And there are simple touches here, and even though it's quite contemporary, there are some old sort of granny features, which I love. You know, those botanical prints, that little cute lampshade. It works so well, and it's very clever. It's a feast for the eyes.
But what will the judges score half a hall?
I could walk around this house for hours, absolutely fascinated by the layers of history and artwork that the homeowners added. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure where I'd feel comfortable putting my feet up. You know, it's so intensely curated. To me, coming from a modernist perspective, I would like to see more of a contemporary expression in the home. I'm going to give this home an 8.
This is just an incredible home. The attention to detail here from the moment you step inside is exquisite. You know that the owners have so much pride in the place. Everything in here is here for a reason. Nothing is accidental. But that said, it also really does feel like a warm and cosy home. I'm giving this home a 9.
This is a fabulous home. It feels really homely and really loved that the family are fully embracing this wonderful historic building, and good for them.
Now that the judges have seen all 3 homes, the final scores can be revealed. First, it was Cadok Villa in Prestatyn.
It was such a charming home, wasn't it? I gave this one a 9. Mandy, you also gave Cadok Villa a 9. Glenn?
Cadok Villa, yeah, this was a really interesting one for me because although it, as you know, it's not my style, I fell in love with the property as soon as I entered. It felt like they were making the style themselves. It was a kind of punk contemporary to me, and I loved that edginess. I gave Cadok Villa a 9.
9, OK. a 9 from Glenn, a 9 from me, and from Mandy. So the total for Cadok Villa is 27. Very nice.
That is a strong score, and I think they'll be really happy with that.
Next up, Pendin in Flintshire.
This was a gorgeous looking home. Glenn, you give Penryn a 9. Mandy, you also give Penryn a 9. I tend to gravitate more towards period properties, or on the flip side of that, something ultra modern. I think Penryn probably fell somewhere in between, perhaps, for me, as far as that's concerned. So for me, Penryn was an 8. Penryn gets 26.
And finally, Half a Hall in Wrexham.
Glenn, you gave this home an 8. For me, it was a 9. Mandy, how about you?
I loved Half a Hall. From the moment we walked in, I thought, gosh, there's a strong sense of style. I loved the oldness, timeless feel of the place. So I gave it a 10.
Ooh. A 10, OK. So an 8 from Glenn, a 9 from me. It's 27. Oof. Oh, my goodness. We have a tie. What are we going to do?
We're going to put on the boxing gloves. To me, while I was utterly mesmerised with Half a Hall, it didn't have that home connection, which Cadok Villa clearly did.
Mand, what do you reckon?
I have to say, Half a Hall tips it for me because it's such a wonderfully historic building. This home has been given a new lease of life. To live in that house and for it to be so beautiful. Yeah, I was in awe of Half a Hall.
Yeah, Half a Hall, what a home. Absolutely incredible. My only one thing about Cadok Villa, I think, were those floors. There would have been gorgeous floors in that home originally, and I love an original feature. So I think I do have to lean towards Half a Hall in Wrexham.
I 100% agree. Although, Cadok Villa, what a beauty.
I'm not disappointed at all. I think it was so close, and that's the beauty of this competition. When they are so close, there's no level of disappointment.
OK, well, it's decided then. We have a winner for the North East region. It's Half a Hall in Wrexham.
Half a Hall wins in the North East and is one step closer to being Wales' Home of the Year.
Fabulous.
Well done, Half a Hall.
What a heat.